Okay, this is going to be a day devoted to astral projection, so you can kind of get an idea of what the whole shebang is like. Give me 1 second. So I'm about to start my day with a walk, and from there I'm going to astral project. I'm going to go calm myself, meditate a little bit, and then I'll run you guys through the intentions I'm going to set, all that up until leading to my attempt, in which I will document what went well, what didn't, if it worked, if it didn't, and yeah. Let's have fun. Let's have fun. Okay, so back from the walk, and I went and did the foundation meditation, which I'm revising. By the way, if you hear a humming sound, that's my little AC thing right down there. It's hot. It's really hot. But either way, I did the foundation meditation, and what it does is gets you in a consciousness realized state. And so this consciousness realized state is where you realize yourself as consciousness, as the awareness that is aware of all the thoughts, as the awareness that is aware of all the emotions, the feeling, the body, the character, everything. You focus your awareness on the awareness that is aware of everything, which is just consciousness. Because the reason I did that was because when I ground myself in consciousness, as consciousness, I realize my capabilities. I realize how much more I can do, how much more flow I actually have, versus when I'm too caught up in my own head. Because when I'm caught up in my own head, I am susceptible to all the self-hate that my character gives itself, such as you're too lazy, you don't have the focus, you don't have the drive. So if I try and do astral projection, I will just start to wean away because I don't actually believe I can do it. However, when I realize myself as consciousness, I realize my capabilities, I realize my abilities. So my thinking with this is that by getting into this very effortless state, that then when I set the intention to astral project, it will be a lot easier, as that is the whole reason I started Permanent Peace, was to make astral projection easier. I think that's the reason I do everything, really. It's the reason I went vegetarian. But yeah, that's my thinking. I'm gonna attempt now. Let's hope. Cross the fingers, cross the fingers. Oh. Okay, I failed. I tried for 40 or 50 minutes, and I failed, but I learned a lot. And this is what's really interesting. It's funny how sometimes you astral project, sometimes you don't, but you always know why if you focus. So the first thing is state of being. When you astral project, you build a dominant state of being. And some people even call it a vibrational state of consciousness. So state of consciousness is just wherever you are right now. Am I angry? Am I happy? Am I sad? All that. So when you astral project, vibrational state of consciousness, you're literally vibrating, dude. It is very, very powerful. So, if you are boiling angry, if you are just, you kind of got some work to do before you can be ecstatically happy, loving, and forgiving, right? There's a certain journey you have to do. It's the same for astral projection. So what I did is I got myself a little bit too excited when it came to astral projection when I was out there, because I thought that would help. And it helped get me to try, but it worked against actually letting the state of being come up, and I'll speak on that in a little bit. But what I did is I got myself excited, so my mind had these thoughts about, ooh, what am I going to do when I get out? Ooh, this is going to be fun to go do. Ooh, I wonder what I'm going to see. So when I started to astral project and that state of being started getting built up, I noticed that the state of being was coming up. I started feeling it overcome my body. I started to notice separation between my physical and my astral, but I couldn't ground myself in my astral body. That's because parts of my awareness were too busy doing other things. I came across those thoughts still going on, and what they were doing is they were building excitement. So my vibrational state of being, which is astral projection, is fighting excitement, and it couldn't get a one-up on it to make that my dominant, to then let the excitement die and just let this overcome me. And so if the astral projection state of being has to fight another state of being within you that's dominant, you have to do more work, and it will just elongate the whole process unnecessarily. And this is a mistake I made. I didn't realize it. The next thing was intention. I have this drive to just set the intention to astral project and slip out of my body. There's a lot of trust that comes in that. There's a lot of trust in self that comes with that. Once you set an intention, you're going to start receiving information about how to accomplish that intention. Simple as, I want to get some water. Well, my body knows that there's water literally right next to me, so it's basically telling me to pick it up, drink it, and I'll be fulfilled. Look at that, I got my water. Wow, incredible. If I wanted to go write a book, I'm already getting the information for how to go do that. If I want to astral project, I'm already getting the information to do that. You see what I mean? Set the intention, receive the information, act on that information. And with the more confidence you act on that information, the easier it is for that information and energy to flow. So it's easier for your state of being to change. So if I set the intention to astral project, I will start receiving information on what to do, how to posture myself, where to put my awareness, all this stuff, to then astral project. I wasn't trusting it. I was trying to do it my old ways, the old ways that worked. This worked against me because in one way, when I set my intention and I just followed through it, the energy would build up. But then, logically, I would start to go against myself. I was like going, well, if the energy's just building up, how am I going to be able to move my body? The other way shows me, sorry, I'm eating watermelon, so I may be burping. I gotta stop doing that when I record. Where was I? Yes, splitting with my body. So when I do the other way, I know how to split from my body throughout the process. The way that my intention was just going to do it was build up the energy. And I'm sure I would have done something else, I don't know, but I didn't follow it through that much, and I went against my intention. So now I have two conflicting energies going on within me because now I'm in internal conflict. And that astral projection state of being had to stop. It just stagnated where it was at. I wasn't building any more energy because I couldn't decide where to go. I honestly should have gone with the intention. Looking back, I feel so much more energy there. And even right now, as I speak about it, the intention, all of it, like I have this drive to just lay down and just blast off. It's just so, it's so strong. So I'm going to start working on that. And I know that will speed up everything because in the foundation meditation, that's really where the magic happens, is the intention you set up. And I think really I'm just starting to discover the power of intentions. However, moving on. So I had that little conflict, right? And I eventually got past that. But at this time, a lot of my patience and a lot of my stamina had been worn. So my awareness wasn't as sharp when it came to astral projection. I was essentially getting bored, you could say. And what happened from here is my mind started to wander. Because when you start to get into an astral projection state, it's a deep state. I'm not gonna lie, it's not a surface level state. And a lot of times when we face deep states of consciousness, we become unconscious, only because we've conditioned ourselves to. I don't know a single person right now who I can talk to who is aware from the moment they close their eyes to go to sleep to the moment they wake up. There are certain moments of unconsciousness within there. The whole time can be unconscious for them. Unnecessary. And so, whenever they're faced with these deep states of consciousness, they fall to unconsciousness because it's what they allow themselves to do, allow themselves to condition themselves into that, really. So I was trying to stay very aware when this was going on. However, when my mind would wander, I would notice that at one point I was just having random conversations with other thoughts, other aspects of myself. I just kind of created these little thought forms, and I was conversing with them. And the issue with that was my internal state of being was reflecting that of my emotional state in that conversation, and the energy that I had built up for astral projection was now transmuting into that, transforming into that, rather than that energy that I was using to talk with them being fed into the astral projection state of being. And so it was basically like I was allocating my resources to the wrong place. And I was doing it because I wasn't aware. So, what I've learned, follow the intention, don't build up state of beings to go against yourself, and stay aware at all times. So what I'm going to do be much more aware of the thoughts that I have, of my intentions, all this stuff. I'm going to make sure I don't get distracted. I'm going to make sure I don't conflict myself with what I already have going. If I have momentum somewhere else, I'm not going to conflict it with something else that I perceive to be better. No, I'm just going to keep it going. Yeah, we'll see. But it was still really good. It was still really great, and I learned, which is great. And I know my approach is going to be different next time, which is also great. So with that, hope you guys enjoy. Peace.